Good day and welcome. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you're having a great day. I think this is working here, so let's test her out. Trying a different technique today. Oh crap. What's up with my an extra window here, eh? One of these. What's up with that? There, we only need one. Alright, so that's working. Grab sound. There, we only need one. Alright, so that's working. Alright, you guys. Just trying different, something slightly different today, so I was just seeing if that worked. And we'll put a poll up here. Another yes no poll. But we will see what the answer is like. And hopefully that posted. Right. We have our alerts up and all that good stuff. Close that window. I don't know. Looks like the poll is on there and everything, so we can get to the game. Going on it. Oh, that's weird, eh? Chat doesn't work here. Hopefully I could see your chat. You say something? Well, you know what I should do? Quickly comment. Write a comment. Sure that works. Please like, share, and follow. We'll end that. Hopefully that is readable. Unpin it? No, it didn't. Alright. Now we'll go back to the game. And let's find a mission here. Our guy's about half sleepy, so probably alright. Find a good job here. Oh, look at this one here. Medical vaccines. 226,000 bucks. We'll get that. We even have time to sleep if we run across somewhere to sleep. And because there's 14 hours, we can actually go and sleep if we want to extend the time we have for the mission. Although it probably doesn't matter because we're like only halfway on the bed. If I missed your comment today, guys, oh crap, I apologize, because just trying a slightly different method of streaming. Hopefully this works all right. All right. So here we go, guys. We're gonna go get the vaccines, and we will make 200 grand delivering it, but it's probably gonna take a while to get it to its destination. But that's okay, because we'll make 200 grand, you know. That'll be pretty sweet, eh? In here, I guess. All right. Enter. Freight market. And we will take it. $71 a kilometer. All right. Where is it? Where's our vaccine that they're ready to go? Not even a double truck or double trailer, eh? Right, you know what we should also do is turn on our radio. Got the trailer on. And we will flick the radio on. Computer condition, that sounds like a good one. I've heard that one a lot. Try Finland station. There we go. Is this thing working okay? Hopefully you guys can hear me okay and all that good stuff. Hopefully your sound is all right. Excuse me. Always fun trying new things, right? Where's my cursor at? There it is. All right. Got our radio on. We got our vaccines. We're going 100 hours of driving. Actually, here, let's look at the route. In case we want to optimize something. We're going around here. And all the way over to there. Probably seems like a good route. If this country was open, you might go across the water and then up, I guess, but we're going up along and then over. Let's go make some moolah, guys. Going to be, hey Kyle, how are you? Oh, I see. The way they organize this chat now on this other screen is just kind of opposite way, you know? From the bottom, maybe we'll have it there. Look at that, Kyle with 231 days. Thank you for 231 times. Alright, we're gonna deliver these vaccines, man. People need these. No. You can't let them sit around that long, so you gotta get them in people's arms. Whatever kind of vaccine they are, I have no idea. I just work here. Alright. If you're new, by the way, don't forget to hit that follow button to be super appreciated. Like, share, you know, all that good stuff. I don't know if it's gonna show me all that stuff now, so there's different technique, but it's just an experiment day, man. But thank you if you reacted, all the good stuff. And thank you for tolerating as I try something new. I think that I placed a thumbnail today. Hopefully that worked. How's my day been? It's been good, thank you. How's your day been? You know what? I almost might wanna switch locations. Thank you, Oliver, for liking. I guess I just gotta kind of get used to checking different spots, right? Well, it's good. The alerts at least come up here based on Oliver's. And then the chat is over on that side now for me. At least while I'm on the trucking game, you know? Alright. So what we're hauling is they got 3,141 kilometers to transport this vaccines so we can make a good clean run. May, thank you for liking, much appreciated. Then hopefully we'll make all the money. Turning the brights on, eh? Oh, they were on. Alright, so we're going over here. We'll push it as far as we can. Excuse me. If I go past, thank you for sharing me. If I go past the garage or something, I can, you know, like, go over there. Can I get a hitchhike? I need to go to the nearest Walmart for shopping. There you go. And May with the cool shades, eh? You know what would be good is if they made that stuff wider, actually. If I have to use that screen, I gotta make it wider, to be honest. It only fits like 2 comments. So I'm gonna stop for half a second, just adjust that real quick, see if I can. I don't know if I can or not, but I think I might be able to. Oh, not much though. We need to see the stuff. I can adjust this side too, eh? Kind of hard on the way they organize it here. Probably good there. And that gives me enough information. Why is that? There we go. think that's a pretty good setup. You guys can't see what I'm talking about. Ever had a police stop you? They give you tickets all the time, Octane Birdie. They don't stop you. They just give you an instant ticket right to your bank account. So they don't even make you pull over. But as far as it goes, I mean, it's a pretty efficient system they got going there. You got GTA 5 for the PS4. You can kind of play like that. Oh, really? Or GTA 5 you got? Yeah, they got that new first-person perspective, eh? Can you imagine if you had to pull over every time you got a ticket, though? I get like 10 tickets a game. Hey, Julian, how are you? And Octane Birdie, thank you for liking. Oh crap, you know what I did? Driving through the bush again. Thank you for liking, Julian. So I'm just, if you guys see me as being a little awkward today with my responses, it's just because I'm trying a different method. I don't know if it worked, but I tried a thing where I was adding a thumbnail, and then I was using a different way of going live, and then it doesn't put the speech, like the comments, in the same spot that I'm used to looking, so I have to look over there. And then the alert, some of the mini alerts are over here, and there's no comments over there anymore, and so I just got to get a little used to it, you know. Had a short power outage citywide. Oh no, that sucks. Were you in the middle of being live or anything? That would suck. But kind of interesting, because, you know, I don't know if it's worth it for the thumbnail, to be honest, because, you know, I really like having that information that I have on Normie and Streamlabs OBS. Seems like it's really missing, you know. No day off. Oh, okay. But yeah, it's kind of weird, you know. You ever change something, you know? Did you see my thumbnail by chance? Did you like it? I thought it turned out really nice. You're gonna get Civilization 6 in a week for the PS4. Civilization 6 is awesome. I played a lot of that on the stream a while back. I guess it's about I don't know, about 8 months ago, I guess. I used to play it pretty regularly, once a week. And I really like Civilization 6. I got all those expansions for they have those new civilizations they added and stuff like that. Oh crap, $1,000 ticket. So it's like kind of cool, you know. You get all these new extra features they added with that Frontier Pass, it's called. Although the thing about it is it really adds to the price when you gotta add, you know, Gathering Storm and that other DLC and then the Frontier Pass. Seriously? That's $2,500 in tickets just now. And I didn't even think I was really speeding. But yeah, no, I kind of liked it. As far as the expansions they added, it was kind of cool, all these different little modes. What's going on with these tickets? $400? Where's this cop? He's following me? Can I go over? Or how about that, cop? You like sitting there? That's how you found my stream because of Civilization 6. Even Mark Zuckerberg loves that game. Well, there you go, eh? That'd be pretty cool if Mark Zuckerberg watched the stream with us, eh? He'd be like, yeah. I don't know what Mark Zuckerberg does, to be honest, as far as how he'd react. Did you watch Elon Musk? Speaking of these big rich cats. Elon Musk on Saturday Night Live. I watched it this afternoon. It wasn't the best Saturday Night Live, but it was. Oh, geez, $2,000. It's the same cop keeps giving me tickets. Well, thank you for liking, much appreciated. And I hope this guy goes a different direction so I can, actually get paid at the end of this. Gotta get away from him. Here, let's go in this thing and sleep. Get away from this darn cop. Give me 6 tickets. Guess we're good for gas, but. There we go. He does see some stuff. I've seen him here. Or you've seen him. Okay. I don't know, you'd think he checks Facebook out somewhat, Although I can't imagine him, checking out more than whatever his bosses are most proud of. Like, they probably show, some of their top streamers or something like that, the guys that have all the numbers. But maybe he might go and actually visit. Whatever. You'd never know he was here, of course, though. I wouldn't think. And you'd probably never believe it anyway, It'd be like when Mr. Beast visits streamers and then they're like, oh yeah, sure. And then he's like, here, I just followed you on Twitter. Okay, we've already got like $5,000 of tickets because that one cop chasing me. But other than that, we're gonna make lots of monies. But yeah. Did you ever try any of the or check out any of the expansions from the Frontier Pass? And I had like a giant drink before, like a not alcoholic or anything, just a Starbucks before I started. I'm gonna wind up having to go to the bathroom at some point. When you get the Tronte, But yeah, the old Zuckerberg. I think it'd be kind of neat to see what a day in his life is like, eh? You imagine back in university you made this thing and it was just really meant for connecting university students, and then bang, turns into this giant thing. You've seen him, but I don't want to say where because people might see and bother him. Everyone deserves proper privacy. Yeah, that makes sense. But I don't know. Kind of interesting to seeing these guys. How they progressed. Like over the years. From where they came from, their roots or whatever. How they built up these big companies. Same with Bezos, man. With Bezos there, he built quite the empire. Charismatic, thank you for following, much appreciated. And Fire Devil, thank you for liking. Good afternoon. How was the weekend? Well, sadly, the weekend is almost done, but it's alright. You should have seen just a few minutes ago, there was a police, gave me 6 tickets in a row or something like that. Same police for speeding. Over and over. Usually they speed off once they get you. This guy was determined. He made like $6,000 for the old wherever I am's police funds, I guess. He's cool. We're gaming cool family. We are gaming cool family. There you go. I told them to watch you. Did you? You radioed it ahead, eh? Good night. Oh, hello, Veronica. Welcome. Thank you for being here. You know, Fire Devil, I don't know if the thumbnail showed up today. I made a cool thumbnail. And I tried the different technique of using a different way of going live. Although it's really missing all the chat in Streamlabs OBS now. So I gotta always look over a different spot for different information. So I'm just getting used to it, but I think that it might have worked. Oh, you saw it? Oh, okay, good. Thank you for liking, Veronica. Much appreciated. I always stopping in your stream. Remember when you started your promos? Remember when you started your promos when Facebook gaming first started? Oh, there you go. I only got a few promos from Facebook. They haven't given me one in a while, actually. But my videos tended to draw a lot of people with strange comments. So it's like, you know, people are kind of rough on the internet, you might say. But how it goes, I guess. But thank you for being here, of course. You have to go support a gaming sister. I'll stop by again. Well, thank you so much, May. You have yourself a good time wherever you're going, and we'll catch ya. Catch you in a while. Alligator? No. Catch you in a while. Crocodile. Yeah, they're rude. I think, you know, the problem is that when there's an ad or something that goes on to somebody's feed, they don't know, you know, that it's, you know, they don't understand it fully, I don't think. You know, either they're having a bad day or they don't know exactly what's going on as far as it goes. Thank you for liking, much appreciated. Farman, and not sure how to say the other name, but thank you. So it's like kind of, I think it's just some of it's just unfortunately, like, you know, digital unfamiliarity. I think they don't realize that they're kind of, maybe they don't realize that how they're coming across or something. I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe they like that. I don't know. But what can you do? Encounter enough people, you're gonna run into some people that aren't very nice. You do run into some people that are nice too, so that's always a good thing. Hey, Pat's back. When can you and your friends come over to party? Unfortunately, the prospect is not good, says the Magic 8 Ball. I was watching some news though today. Kind of interesting, man, how unpopular right now in Alberta the premier is. Holy cow, his people aren't happy with him. They don't like him putting them hard rules in place. The oh, I gotta get weighed. Alright, we got the point. Where's the weigh station at? Over here. The you had a bad day for no reason, so you cut yourself from society. I had a bad day today for no reason, so I cut myself from society and Facebook, or I won't say something I regret. You know, I think that's probably the best thing, you know, if everybody sticks to that policy. If you don't have nothing nice to say, you know, then, you know, probably it'd be good if you didn't say it. You know, you never know what the other person on the other end is going through. So, you know, you don't want to, you know, I know some people want to make other people's day, oops, checking documentation. Some people want to make others' days ruined too, but, you know, you don't know the situation. So it's always better to just kind of keep positive, I think. So, you know, that's how it goes. The, internet is a wide place. There's so many different kinds of people. So it's good to keep positive, and you know, it helps other people in the world, right? Although technically those guys that were being rude on my ad, you know, really actually probably got the ad more viewed, you know, because it built up the responses, right? The more interactions you have, then they kind of show it off to more people. Amanda, thank you for liking, much appreciated. All right, we gotta go into Starthek, thank you for liking, much appreciated. You have those days from time to time. I went through. Alright, so there's that. Yeah. Oh, I guess I can go through here anyway, right? Skip the traffic circle. Alright. That's got this big compilation of him asking people, different streamers, if he can come party at their house. Oh yeah, why can't you crash at our place? Because the magic 8 ball said no. Don't you go by the philosophy of the magic 8 ball? No room, man. No room. Among 8 zillion. You don't want to make a trip to Texas? Well, I don't know. Pat wants to make a trip from Halifax to BC. So we could probably go to Texas. Yeah, that's not true. Everybody knows that, Pat. Come on. Your joke's getting old, you know, to be honest. You're never gonna stay at my house. How about that? Ever. Because you are too aggressive. And that makes me uncomfortable. If someone would constantly bug me to come stay at my house, it's kind of a sign of red flags kind of thing. So how is that for a reason? Whether you know, even if someone in the past was like that, you want to stay away from having people over that are aggressive like that. And I never did say that a couple streams ago. But either way, you're far too aggressive, so there's no way you're ever staying at my house. How's that for clarity? Even if you stayed at a hotel down the street from me, I probably would be nervous to meet you because you're overly aggressive with wanting to hang out. And party. Now I assume that you're just joking, to be honest, but yeah, no, the red flags are up already. I don't even know what would you possibly want to go, what is it, 3 provinces over just to party? That sounds ridiculous. Come on. During a pandemic on top of it. That does not sound responsible. All right, we're going to be going left here. We're getting the vaccines over here. And I haven't even got to see relatives for a year. So the odds of me getting to see you are not good. As personal concierge, I have advised him that this is the best legal action for his upcoming streaming career. Yeah, I don't know. I think that I'd be willing to meet people, like, you know, say if I went to PAX or something like that, you know, and maybe hang out a little bit there, but I don't think I'd ever want anybody, you know, that I don't know. You know, I'd have to get to know somebody a long time before I'd be comfortable with somebody actually coming to my house. That just, you know, sounds like really like you're asking for trouble. You know, even if they seem like the nicest person, you don't know, right? So it's like, cruise, PAX, games, yeah. You know, because you want to meet them a bit first and stuff like that. And I don't think I'd ever want to push myself onto somebody, stay at their house either, you know? Like, that just sounds cringy to me. But, you know, maybe it's just like, you know, the way I've been raised, you know? But I think once you get to know somebody, or, you know, you're good friends with them, after a while, you know, you kind of understand them a bit. I think at that point it's probably a little safer. Or if you're in a big group, you know, maybe that might be better. You know, maybe that's why Pat wants to bring all his friends. But I mean, you know, really, I know he's probably joking, of course, because, you know, the way he introduced himself is, oh, we're gonna come over and party. But you know, there's people out there that do that to streamers. You got guard dogs that are pit bulls, weapons all over the house in hidden places, as well as my fighting tactics. I'd be covered because I'm a light sleeper. Yeah, Well, that sounds a good thing. Probably a good precaution. Although they don't have stand your ground in Canada. So, you know, it's like a little different rules here. You have to make sure it's actually self-defense if you're actually, you know, wind up, you know, turning out the worst in some sort of scenario like that, you know? Like, you know, you have to let the police deal with it, essentially, once you're out of danger, you know, and... Oh crap, another 1,400 bucks for speeding. Although I don't think all states have stand your ground either, though. I don't know if I'm using the right term there, but... But ultimately, I can't really have parties anyway, man. You should see my neighborhood. It's like... You make any noise at all here, somebody calls the bylaw. It's like... You know, somebody parks the wrong way on the street, somebody calls the bylaw. Kind of wild. It's not me calling them. I don't care, but... You know, there's somebody on my street that, you know, is pretty familiar with the bylaw there, because they get called in the area a lot. You can always break their nose with your head. You could say they fell down. I suppose you could do that. I know, like, I read this one news story where it was like there was a guy actively breaking into a car and in front of the owner of the car, in front of their house, and then they grabbed the thief and they pinned him down, and you know, they took some shots and stuff like that, like punches, you know, when I refer to shots and punches. And it was deemed excessive, you know, like you can, because they wound up chasing them down a little bit, but as soon as they get a certain distance away, then it's no longer self-defense kind of the deal. But it's interesting though, the differences between different areas, and you know, the how the laws are interpreted, you know. I mean, you know, it's just, I think it's mostly common sense though. Yeah, you'd be shot in and then they wouldn't be charged. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? Different here, very different philosophy. In Canada, they also have they're very oriented for, in the jail systems, to rehabilitation instead of punishment. So you know, there'll be, you know, like they'll, you know, they'll veer towards, you know, hopefully someone being rehabilitated, which can be good. I mean, you know, I know somebody that got in trouble with the law, and you know, and they went to jail, and they you know, they actually were rehabilitated. They led a very productive life afterwards, and they still are to this day. You know, and I'm sure it was a very big inconvenience for, you know, because they stole cars, right? Very big inconvenience at the time for the car owners, but you know, they actually turned their life right around, and they actually, you know, did very positive things with their life afterwards. Even they're kind of going down like really hard times with their family, I guess, and they wound up you know, seeing that as a way to kind of get out of that situation, and then they got rehabilitated. after spending a little bit of time. You've seen show or on your jail, it's completely different. Yeah, and you know what? And still, there's some countries, man. James, thank you for sharing and liking, much appreciated. There's some countries that, you know, I was reading this article, and the guy in like a jail, like he had a super big sentence for something, and you know he was complaining that, you know, something like he wanted a newer Xbox or something like that, but you know they have very little, you know, for as luxurious. Well, it wasn't luxurious, but for their jail is very humane. I can't remember what country it was, but their jail is very humane. You know, it's more just keeping separate from society, and you know they learn skills and they learn this and that, and actually their return rate, you know, people reoffending and going winding up back in jail in that country is phenomenally low. So you know that model seems to be successful, at least in their country, for sure, because their reoffend rate is low. Like work camps, he had mandatory classes. Yeah, you might have saw the same show. But you know, you think about it, that's pretty impressive. If they get a low reoffend rate, that's awesome. Here's like, I don't know what the reoffend rate in Canada is, but I don't know. Sometimes some things feel like they're a little bit lighter sentence than they should be. But I guess that's with any court system, right? I saw, speaking of court there, I saw that on the news they were talking about one of the news networks that was getting offended by the, or sued by the, maybe it was AGN, I don't know, American News Network or something. They were getting sued by the voting machine company. I guess they settled out of court. So one of the lawsuits for that is done. And they had the American News Network, or whichever one it was, had a big apology written up, saying that, you know, whatever they were saying about that guy was not true. So I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, because they're suing a whole bunch of people for defamation. Prison system in Siberia is scary. You've seen shows on it? Yeah. I had a job before where I talked to some prisoners once in a while. You know, like answering some questions, you know, about some, you know, some things at a school kind of thing. And sometimes you got to talk to prisoners. You know, you talk to lots of students, but you get to sometimes talk to some prisoners. And there's one guy that was actually in jail in China, and that sounded kind of rough there. Like, you know, I don't think I'd want to be in jail in China. I don't think they I don't think it's a very nice jail environment there, or at least as far as my limited view on it from what I heard, you know. But I got to talk to some prisoners, some in American prison, some in, well, that one in China, and some in Canada. Not like a regular thing or anything like that, but it's kind of interesting. Although it's weird talking to somebody that's in jail, you know, if like they did a really bad crime. But oh crap, that guy hit me. I imagine the prison in Siberia is scary, though. You know, it's one of those countries that people disappear in, you know? Or hit the wrong person, you know? I think the best thing is if you ever go to another country, keep your nose out of trouble. Best as you can, because some countries you probably don't want to be in their jails. I don't know what that guy in that was in jail in China, what he did though. I can't remember if he ever said anything. Most of the time you weren't dealing directly with him anyway, you're dealing with his relatives. Alright, what do we got here? We got 2,498 kilometers. Alright, so what's up with this lineup though? I can go like 100, so I can just pass everybody. Yeah, I grabbed a drink from Starbucks today. Like a green tea lemonade kind of deal. Pretty good. Probably way overpriced for iced tea, but you know, tasted good. But then again, I don't know. Starbucks is kind of that way, aren't they? They're just a little bit heavy priced for what you get. You know, when your drink at one place is the same price as a meal at some other places. Mind you, there's not too many meals anymore that are $5, but sometimes you get a coupon, though. Alright, so 100 is our speed limit, so we can really hit the gas here. By the way, if you're new, don't forget to hit that follow, that like, that share. We're transporting vaccines today. Gonna fill up some people's arms. The Alexander Elemenko fight. He's a... Oh, crap. That was a lot of damage. Boxer from Russia. He went to prison, but his tattoos are designated for hitman in the mob. Oh, really? Is that the guy that wears that giant fur hat? Or am I thinking of somebody else? Remember there was a Russian guy, or maybe that guy's from like Slovakia or something like that that I'm thinking of. You know, it's funny, I don't know if you've ever heard the quote, but they asked Alexander Ovechkin, who's like approaching Gretzky's record of goals kind of deal. I don't know if he passed it yet, but he's getting close last I looked. Anyway, he's a Russian player, and they once asked him who the best hockey player from Russia is, and he said Vladimir Putin because he scores 10 goals a game. I always thought that was a funny quote because, you know, whenever people play with Vladimir, they kind of try to set him up as best they can, you know, to impress him or whatever, right? And then the goalies probably don't want to shut him down too hard. What? $2,000 fine for unauthorized border crossing? Didn't even know that could happen. Man, I'm getting nailed for these fines, eh? What am I at, like $6,000 now? Didn't think I was actually doing anything wrong there. Oh, now my guy's tired. Probably because he illegally crossed the border. I don't know what I missed there. Felt like I went through everything. Guy has star-like tattoos on each shoulder and a Grim Reaper on his back. That sounds like he's a tough dude, man. I don't know any of those top MMA guys. I don't think I'd want to mess with them anyway, but if anybody was in the Russian mafia, especially, probably don't want to mess with them. I'd like to see Russia one day, though. I think that'd be a really neat country to be a tourist at, you know? In the right area, of course, you know? And the right time of year, because you don't want to go there when it's like super, super cold, but I think it'd be pretty amazing to, you know, to see some of their sites. Try out some of their authentic food, you know? He's been to prison for trafficking, another time for assault. Oh, there you go. He sounds like somebody that's not too pleasant, that's for sure. That's what happened with, there was a Russian player on the LA Kings, on the hockey team I cheer for. And, he got kicked out of the NHL because he like assaulted his wife. Smashed the TV. Smashed her through the TV or something. He's been out of the NHL ever since. We need to find a bed. There's a bed on the right, looks like, though, coming up. Good to sleep in the city here. You're getting tired. Find somewhere to rest. Alright, dudes. Well. Didn't even get fined for that. That's nice. I think. Not here, but I think it's up here, the next one here. Oh, there's a garage there. Let's go to that one instead. Oh crap, that's not where I want to go. Go in the garage and we get repairs too. Right. Over here. Looks like it's just up here to the right. In here, I guess. Service. With a smile. Go over here. We'll just park here for a second. I go to the washroom real quick, so I'm gonna have to move a second. I'll be right back. Alright, thank you for your patience. If you have patience, that is. There we go. Drank a big iced tea, and that forced the issue, you know. I had to go to the washroom. But I noticed at NHL games before the game, when they do the national anthems, I never saw one person they take a knee. They all respected the anthems. They do that at NHL too. You don't see it as much though, just because it's probably because of, you know, how you can't even, they're all jammed together, I would imagine. But there are some players. There's only like 3 or 4 black guys in the NHL, right? So it's probably not at the top of the agenda for, you know, it's not a big issue. It's a big issue, but it's probably not a big issue of importance for a lot of the players. Because I think in the NFL, they're doing it for, you know, supporting their, you know, their players that are directly affected. But there isn't very many black NHLers, so you probably don't see it as much, but there was a little bit. Oh crap, I forgot to sleep. I went to that one place to sleep, and then I had to go to the bathroom so bad. I I forgot. Wonder if I should just flip around, eh? Drop the trailer. Leave the back scenes right in the middle of the road. The cops for wonder what the heck. Alright, we gotta go back, sleep, and grab our trailer. Alright, here we go. A lot of times it gives you that E right away and then I forget, or I don't forget, you know? But yeah, the NHL is a pretty cool sport. If you ever get a chance to watch, even if you're not into hockey, if you ever get a chance to watch a NHL game live, totally go for it. It's actually quite awesome. You know, the speed is incredible compared to what you see on TV. It doesn't look nearly as fast on TV. Here we gotta go get our... Oh crap! Speeding violation. And they're really nailing me today, eh? You go to live games all the time. Glass seats by the players bench right near the goal. Nice, that sounds like a good spot, eh? But you know what I'm talking about right there, eh? That speed, you watch that in person, it's like super awesome. I could have left it in a worse spot for these guys, but there's only a couple people that have been waiting all night. There we go. We got our trailer back. We left in the center of the road. Got a right turn coming up. We got the viruses, or not the virus, and vaccines again. How do you like, since you're in Texas there, how do you like Joe Rogan and that, all these celebrities starting to move down to Texas? That's something, a good thing or a bad thing? You hand the players a flyer or a sweater over the glass and then they can sign it, and that's nice. Pretty cool. Being right there, eh? It's harder to do that in Canada because, you know, essentially, well, the games that I'm familiar with, they're fairly heavy-duty hockey markets. So it's like, you know, they'd probably be signing things all day if they did that a lot. But sometimes you can get an autograph, something signed or whatever. But I don't know if they do that when you're, maybe for the season ticket holders and stuff like that. They have events and stuff too, but Still impressive sport to watch live, though, I'd say. Although, you know, I think that's the case for most sports. You know, I got to see Major League Baseball in person, and I got to see excuse me, football, as in American football, live as well. I saw the Seahawks and the Raiders play once, and you know, it's pretty cool. The environment really makes a difference, like the ambiance of the game. You know, it really adds to the experience. You park in their guarded, paid parking areas. So if you get to the stadium way before the game, catch the players walking in. Oh, nice. That's pretty cool. The get them on their way in, eh? There's a guy with a gravel truck. I'm gonna move my keyboard over, I think. Oops. Pay attention. Oh crap. Oh jeez. Move my mouse. I don't know what way I'm looking. 1% damage there. What a chaos move here by me. Freaking move my mouse, then suddenly it's looking up. And I wasn't sure which way I was looking up. I'm totally disoriented while the truck's moving. Log, thank you for following. Much appreciated. Yeah, you want to see Bumbles with the mouse. You came to the perfect place. But thank you for following. Much appreciated. We're getting places though. This is a big run, this one. You know, several sleeps because we're driving across the whole country. So we're gonna make like 200 grand. Probably 24,000 in fines by the end of it, I'm sure, but well, that's where we're 224 grand. We're transporting vaccines. Hopefully the trailer survives. You know, it's been bumped a couple times, a little bit of damage here and there. What team have you watched the most, do you think? For sports teams, like any sport. I watched the most of the, you know, Kings being my favorite. I watched the most of them, even though it's been in different cities. I saw them in Vancouver. I saw them in Edmonton. I even saw them in a smaller city because I went to a Hockeyville thing. Thank you for sharing the stream. Much appreciated. James. Oh, that's already... Actually, I think I might have mentioned that one already. Just noticed it popped up. Oh, crap. I'm gonna miss... turn here. I figure out a way to cut across traffic. I'll have the perfect timing. See if we can sneak in. Oh, we'll crash that guy a bit. You know, he probably could tell what I was doing. Just didn't figure it out on time. Another $400 added to our fines department. Right on the little log sheet then doesn't add up all your fines. my truck accelerates a lot faster than that guy. I got the top of the line. Although honestly, I think the Scania might be a better truck, but this one's pretty decent too. The top of the line Scania. He just seems to have a little more zip, even though it's like 20 horsepower less. Alright, you guys, we made it. We had a drink of water. It's always good to drink lots of water in the day, you know. You get speeding violation. Darn it. 400 buckers. I wonder if you could actually just cruise the whole time and come ahead. Interesting. Looks like they have a big wine bottle on their roof, eh? I guess that's the smokestack, but it looks like a wine bottle to me. Alright, 80. Let's go back to 80 again. You know, when I've been playing this game, I've been kind of looking at the trucks when they pass me in the road, or if I pass them on the road or whatever. It's interesting that you think about it. Like, there's none of these European style trucks in, you know, around here. You see a lot of the long noses that are in the American Truck Simulator. They're a lot of the same one. Masson, thank you for liking. Much appreciated. I wonder if there's a reason why. I guess because of the tighter parking spots or something like that in Europe, maybe. But you'd think it'd be universal as to how the trucks would look the same, you know? Don't want to hit that guy, eh? They figured they'd look funny over in the other one. Although it's kind of weird after playing Euro Truck Simulator to get that long nose perspective in American Truck. Uh-oh. Oh. Get a little bit of pause there for a half second. Guess the game had to think about something for a second. We're doing a long haul vaccines, getting them everywhere. But we get to see lots of different countries on the way. accidentally got into this country illegally. I don't know, I must have skipped one of the inspection points or something. Oh, it's 50 here. I wonder who's going too slow. There's some hay. Hey, hey, hey. You guys like mini wheat cereal? Every time when I'm growing up, I saw hay in the field. And it reminded me of mini wheats cereal for, because you know, I don't know if it's actually mini wheats or it was just the regular wheat whatever, bigger ones, you know, one of those cereals. I think mini wheats was the smaller variety, and then there was another one that was a bigger one. Not Weetabix. There was another wheat cereal. Those look like you're eating a haystack. Look, we can make a jump. Oh, he's probably going straight. We're going right. Thank you everybody who's here, by the way, and welcome. If you haven't hit that follow button, please do so. It would be appreciated. Hit that thumbs up. That, you know, that like. Say, hey, this Facebook, this stream is awesome. And maybe Facebook will open up the doors, let some more people in, right? Alright, where are we going here? Is this another border? I am a variety streamer, by the way. I'll get in and out of phases of different games. Currently really enjoying the Euro truck. Building up a business. I got like almost 100 drivers working for me. Many garages. Kind of cool. You build up a business, you know. Too bad that the actual, you know, they could have actually went a little bit deeper, I think, in their business aspect of it. You know, maybe more management lanes of a company, you know. I don't know, would that ruin the game? I don't know, I think the more management the better. What do you think, Sean? If they, you know, because you kind of run a business. But I mean, really, you just buy a garage and you buy a truck and then they just make you money. But I mean, wouldn't it be cool if they really expanded the business? You know, like what it's like to run a trucking company or something, you know? I don't know, I think it'd be kind of cool. You know, maybe you could pick the level of management that you are involved with, you know? You could maybe just make it basic if you want it like how it is now. But if you wanted to get, you know, in deep, you know, we can have truck maintenances and hire mechanics and whatever else these big trucking companies probably do. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Implement the entire process of trucking. Yeah, exactly. You know, and it'd almost be necessary to buy trailers and, you know, expand the fleet. I mean, really the focus, of course, is, you know, just driving, really. But and then they got that thing where you can earn money with extra drivers. But I mean, they could really go deep, because I imagine it would make a great sim game. You know, if you can just get into the management. You know, maybe some people might not even truck. You know, they might just do just management. You know, like in hockey, in the NHL game, you can run a team as a manager and not play a game. You just sim the games. And some people are super into that, you know, like sports management games, you know, there's in the NFL series, you can do that too, and I'm sure you could do that with FIFA, and I guess FIFA 21 just got added to the Game Pass from the looks of it. But oh, that'd be kind of neat. Like, you know, I'd like to see what's involved with more things, you know. Probably add some extra life to the game for those that are interested in that sort of thing. I bet people would be really into it, to be honest. Although I guess they'd probably have to research themselves what exactly happens, you know. You know, like, there's absolutely no reason to fire anybody in this. But if you added that sim element, maybe you might have to get rid of a driver. Once in a while or something. Brett, thank you for liking. Much appreciated. That's one thing, you know, when State of Decay comes out, that game is super fun, man. State of Decay 3 is going to be good. I really enjoyed State of Decay 1 and 2. But, you know, you're going around killing zombies. But you know, it's you're also collecting materials, and you know, you have to make sure your community is happy, otherwise people leave and take stuff and all sorts of things. You sometimes smoke a cigar in the car, rarely have you done it. Oh really? Never in the car, never with the kids in the car. I was contemplating in that poll whether you'd add, you know, because some people will smoke with the window open, whether I wanted to add that as a choice, but I didn't want to diffuse the no or the yes or whatever. Yeah, I guess it would be the yes that would be diffused, because it'd be like yes, you know, whatever, and then there'd be yes but only with the window open, and then, you know, there's that other extra scenario with the kids in the car, you know. You know, some people don't care. They'll smoke no matter what, and then other people will be conditional like that. I remember growing up, my parents always smoked in the car, man. Those long summer, you know, trip to where you know, they're bringing the camper or whatever to wherever we were going, driving province to province. Yeah, I figured you meant when the windows were up. So it, like, not only did you have to put up with country music that you weren't into, but you had to put up with the parents smoking. Nobody knew any better back then, but I mean, it was kind of gross when you think about it. Yeah, my mom, she decided one day to quit when it was like $2 a carton for cigarettes. That's how long ago it was. This is too much. I think it's like, is it like $10 a package now or something like that? And the cartons are way up there. Yeah, $2 a carton. It's like way back in the day. That's what she said anyway. I don't know. Was that the 1960s? I don't know. This is what she said. Maybe it was a little bit more, but she called it $2 a carton. I don't know. It was under the cost of a package of smokes now. That's all I know for sure. He claimed it was when it was $2 a carton is when she quit, but sometime probably in the 80s, I guess, probably when it was. In Canada too, you know. I don't know what the price of the smokes in American or other places are. I don't even know what the price of smokes here are, to be honest. Well, I thank you for sharing. Much appreciated. Carton here is around $10. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think there's around $10. But he was very unhappy when they went up. And then said, that's it. And she went cold turkey and never smoked again. You think it can be 8s or 9s for like the off brands? I was watching like some sort of news thing where they're talking about where they want to make the menthol cigarettes illegal, like write them out, you know. I think that's in the States where it was. I don't remember what level of government it was, but there's just some tidbit of information that was saying that the government was looking at possibly introducing some sort of law for that. They had discussed it, I guess, a few times before, but I think they're saying that they believe it contributes towards kids getting into cigarettes. I think it was like the menthol flavor, though. You know, like how they did that with vapes. They wanted to get rid of all the candy kind of flavors, right? Well, you know, they got to think of different laws all the time to do stuff. You know, I'm sure there's many ridiculous laws, and they want to legalize smoking pot, but make smoking menthol cigarettes illegal. Yeah. I think it's more about the kids is what the goal is there. Because there's something kids related. Although honestly, legalizing weed, you know, is a big tax boon, right? So, you know, they can make a lot of dough off of that. There's a speeding ticket. Ridiculous. Inconceivable. People are just gonna smoke pot with their kids around, and all the kids will get munchies in second hand. I don't know, in Canada, I don't know if I don't think it's that common, actually. You know, it's all legal here, right? So I don't know. I guess it depends on the parent, right? But most parents I've personally seen, and this is no measure of a a measurable sample or anything like that, but most parents I've seen that were smoking pot there were actually pretty careful about it. But I'm sure there's some parents that smoke with their kids too. Just like there's some um, parents that bring their kids to movies like Django Unchained in the theater, right? And they're like horrified when some of the scenes happen. You personally use edibles like Rice Krispies, and they jumped on that too. Like all those companies, like your mainstream brands and stuff like that. A lot of them jumped on making products that are infused or whatever with that kind of stuff. You can get wacky wings here, or if you like hot wings. Yeah, there's additional markets opened up for a lot of these companies. So, I'm sure the government also is getting the pressure from the companies too, because they can make a crap ton of extra money by having those extra avenues. So the government makes extra taxes. All these other companies make a bunch of extra money. Everyone's pretty happy about it. They release some of the prisoners. They're unnecessarily over penalized, I guess. Gotta go straight. Some of these lanes they narrow out, and then you don't realize until 2 seconds before you gotta go in the opposite lane. This is $70 a kilometer though for this run. I didn't really specify on the poll. I was just meaning like cigarettes, not not weed. But I guess some people might interpret it how they interpret it. You say smoke. Alright, so where are we going here, guys? 1680 kilometers. 23 hours game time. Push as far as we can before we sleep. But it'll probably be one of the next gas stations, I would imagine, coming up. Gonna gas up as well. I think this is just a rest stop. I think a very nice rest stop, but we'll wait for a gas station / rest stop. By the way, anybody that's I'm thanking for liking. Anybody that's from other countries, and if they go to a country where it is legal for that kind of stuff, make sure you know your own country's laws before going in. You know, for example, if you went to visit Canada from the States, and then you brought some weed over the border, you know, even if the state you're going into is legal as well, you could still, you know, get in trouble because, you know, nationally it's not legal. So you got to know your own country's laws. Or some countries, you know, like that it's not legal at all, and if they find out that you even smoked some when you were in Canada, that you could get in trouble in your home country. So it kind of depends on your country's laws, because some countries have some really different views and laws on things. Always got to know what's going on, like they say. Like, you can go to the government store and buy that stuff here, but you know, if you're not allowed to even have it in your system in your home country, you don't want to get tossed in jail when you get home. And usually not knowing isn't count as an excuse, so. Chris, thank you for liking. House of Hydra, thank you for liking. How's it going? Good. We're just talking about the marijuana laws. Well, how some countries don't even let you have it in your system. I'm transporting vaccines right now. I tried the new system. I don't know if you look in the you look on the thumbnail screen or whatever, if you could see my thumbnail I made. But I think it worked. Although the only thing is that I find it's kind of annoying because they don't have the chat and statistics that you normally have in slobs. You know, when you're, you know, because it was a I was just streaming a slightly different way, I guess, where it went live automatically. And the custom ingest or whatever. But with the custom ingest, you don't have like some of the stuff, you know, so you wind up having to actually keep an eye on the live dashboard. You didn't see it? Oh, maybe if you go to like the game page or something like that, maybe you could see it. Somebody mentioned earlier that they saw it, so I'm not totally sure if I like that, because it's, you know, you're kind of missing some information. Although I'm getting used to looking, you just gotta really position things. Oh crap. Position things right though, you know. There you go, 80, there's a police car. He's got somebody though, he's occupied. Hopefully it looks okay compared to everybody else's. Although the viewership's down right now, it was actually pretty not bad earlier. So I don't know. I don't know if it really helps, to be honest. I don't think a lot of traffic comes through that area anyway. if somebody discovered me via that page, let me know. I guess some days, that's how it goes. I'm transporting medical vaccines across the country, a big run. We're gonna make 200 grand. 200 big ones. Look, we got $1 million. $1 million. Did you get your tax returns back yet? Hopefully you did all right. Didn't get stung or whatever, you know. Nobody likes getting stung at tax time, you know. All my returns go straight to the bank. You know, they want their money back. Did not. Oh, that's good. Bitch, that's a relief, eh? When you're not sure or something. As your signing bonus, you know. Did not. Oh. Oh. Probably have to sleep like 2 more times, I bet. This is 20 hours. I gotta last about 9 hours. Maybe 8 hours, I don't know. Can't remember. Sometimes Julian tells me and then I remember for a little while. And I forget again. But we're making the money. Alright, guys, we're going left. Be prepared. We've gone left. I bet you're amazed, aren't you? Anybody gonna check into that new Mass Effect remake? I love that game. That was a great game back in the day. Although I don't know if I could revisit a whole trilogy again like that. I don't know if I'm that into it. You know, it's like I did play the crap out of it when it came out, but I really am not great at revisiting games like you know, that I've felt that I've completed, you know. As much as I liked Black Flag, I probably won't play it again. As much as I liked, you know, maybe a game like Civilization, you know, you could revisit, you know, because of the nature of the game. But, you know, if it's like an adventure story or something like that. Now I'm buying the state of Washington tonight. Only have Idaho left. Oh, there you go. You're buying the DLCs. DLC's up, eh? Washington's really cool. It's like actual Washington. I've driven to Washington in real life, and it really reminded me of the area. They even got the rain. I've gone to Seattle a few times there. We're getting places though now, guys. We are moving. Looks like it's a nice day in the old country we're in here. What all did I do in Washington? Mostly, I went to Seattle to go to either a concert or to a convention. You know, I went to PAX a couple times. You know, it's a few years ago. And then I've gone to there for concerts, you know, like the Showbox in Seattle will have a good show. Usually that's where I wind up watching most of the shows, actually. I've watched in Seattle was in the Showbox. Probably because of the bands I like. But, you know, I'll make my way to... Sometimes I've even gone to a show in Vancouver and crossed the border and watched the same show in Seattle. But, and it's a little different. You know, it's the same, it's a very similar show, but they are different. Each, you know, slightly different songs, usually. You know, some people will actually follow the band way farther than one show, you know. They'll go on the whole tour, you know. Where else have I been in the States? Mostly there. When I was younger, I've been to Montana. Because I used to live in Alberta. And Montana's below Alberta. Although I don't really remember Montana very well, but it's mostly Seattle. I'm gonna go to Texas at some point, you know, to, you know, once things clear up. I got relatives there, but gotta go have one of them big old Texas steaks and stuff, you know. I wouldn't mind going to California one day, you know. And Florida, you know, gotta make up that Miss Disney World trip that I was gonna have. That the borders closed down, so I couldn't go. I flew over the States too to go to Mexico once. I don't think it stopped at all. You're 50 miles from LA, there you go. See, one day I would like to see an LA game with Los Angeles Kings in LA. I think that would be pretty awesome because I'm a Kings fan and I've always watched them as away because, you know, I've seen them in Edmonton, in Vancouver, and at a Hockeyville. I saw them in a smaller venue as well. But so I got a picture of Bailey. That was an awesome game though. That was like right against the glass. It was exhibition, but it still was awesome. Although the only problem with exhibition like that is not the whole team plays. So, you know, like they have inter-squads basically, which means that half the team will play, you know, and they'll have a bunch of rookies. And then, you know, at some other venue, half the team will play with a bunch of rookies as well. You know, so they're actually playing same time in two different places. That'd be a lot of fun. You should go to a hockey game sometime. Like, you know, once the things open up and normalize. There's nothing like watching an NHL game in person. It's really cool. You know, and probably the Kings aren't doing super great this year. But, you know, that's also nice in some aspects because you still get, you can get the tickets a bit cheaper. And then you also get to, you know, enjoy that atmosphere, you know? Because even if you're not familiar with the sport that much, it's like going to a pro game. It's just a different experience, you know? Same thing if you haven't been to a baseball game, you know, you can see the Dodgers or whatever there, or the Angels, I guess. Angels are there and Dodgers, I think, are there. Dodgers are more affiliated with the Kings. Hey, Kristen, how are you? And then, of course, you can see, I think, the LA Galaxy, if you ever want to check out soccer. Although, I don't think LA Galaxy would still be quite the same as going to, like, say, a game in Manchester or Liverpool or something like that. I think that would be a different experience in itself. You know, one of the big clubs, you know. I'm sure it'd be cool. You've been to Dodgers, you're wearing their... Oh, that's pretty awesome. What a coincidence, you're wearing their shirt. There you go. I just remember Tyler Toffoli from the Kings always wearing a Dodgers shirt. Because they do a lot of interactions with the Kings. But, yeah, but it's definitely a different experience, you know. The thing, like Kristen, she's been to a Dodgers game. It's like a giant picnic, isn't it? Like, or at least that's how I felt. It felt like when I went to the Mariners and Blue Jays. It's like a huge picnic. You know, it's like the weirdest thing. And you don't experience that watching that on TV. You know, there's a lot of stuff that you don't see because of the commercials, and you know, they're very focused on the game, but that whole atmosphere is actually pretty amazing. And the same goes for the, you know, the NHL and stuff like that. Have you been to an LA Kings game, Kristen? Because that would be a thing to experience as well for anybody in that area. I think it'd be awesome. Or any of the football, like NFL. I got to see the Raiders when they were Los Angeles. I think they were Los Angeles Raiders, or maybe they're Oakland Raiders go against the Seahawks in exhibition, and that was still pretty cool because, you know, in Seattle you got that what's called the 13th man, because their crowd is so big, like so loud, that one time when Marshawn Lynch ran and scored a touchdown, the crowd cheered so loud that it set off the earthquake scale that's in downtown Seattle. So that's kind of a cool thing. Alright, let's go straight. Alright, you guys, we're going. We're going here, we're going there, going everywhere. Man, I don't like how the alerts thing is squeezed down, but I like how I can read more of the chat, though. Alright. 1,207 kilometers to go. We're getting places. I think we should be able to make her. Make it there with 2 sleeps or maybe 1 sleep. I think 1 sleep will be our gotta be very super tired. Probably strongly fading by the time we get in there. Alright, so what's going on ahead of here? Oh, just the loop, nothing, no big deal. We're probably at least half through the trip though. This was a long one. Like mega long. I had a Starbucks green tea lemonade. That was called. Pretty good. Never had one before. Good. Holy crap, a police car passed us without giving us a ticket. Amazing. Inconceivable. From the Princess Bride. If you guys are into the Princess Bride, there was this fundraiser thingy that happened where a bunch of actors, you know, kind of put together a homemade version of that movie. You know, they just kind of played a little scene or two kind of deal, filmed with their cell phone or whatever, because of, you know, with the pandemic they weren't, you know, really allowed to have contact. It was actually pretty entertaining version. There's like excuse me, Fred Savage was even in it. There's a couple of the actors from the real movie were briefly in it. You know, Fred Savage is playing himself as, except he's the kid in the movie. Originally, he's playing the kid as an adult. Funny seeing Fred Savage. Every time I see him, I think of the Wonder Years TV show. I used to really like that show. What would you do if I sang out of tune? Alright. Better close this water, right? We don't a water mess. I hope that was the right song for Wonder Years. That'd be embarrassing, eh? It likes this song. Buck, 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 buck. Oh, you guys are cranking it. Don't blame ya. All right. La 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 la. I downloaded this song early. One of the first songs I downloaded from the Facebook music collection. Hey guys, Kristen, did you watch Elon Musk? on Saturday Night Live. I watched it this afternoon. I had it PVR'd. I got to watch the whole thing. I fast forwarded through the music like I always do. Old Miley. Except for the beginning intro was her singing with little skits in between. I couldn't avoid that. It's like funny though, half the time I don't even know who the bands are anyway, but if I recognize the band, sometimes I'll watch the song, but the advantage of PVRing though, you can skip the commercials. Skip the music part. Nobody wants to watch that. Although Faith No More back in the day had a pretty epic performance when they were on Saturday Night Live as the musical guests. Mike Patton climbed up into the rafters or something. Don't think they ever got invited back. I think that'd be one cool thing, is to host Saturday Night Live though. So if you like what you're seeing, make sure you hit that like. It could help me one day maybe host Saturday Night Live. That'd be cool, eh? We could have all sorts of streamer jokes. You know, something good. Be really weird, actually. Manny, thank you for liking. One step closer to Saturday Live. Do the late show host or late show interviews and then Saturday Night Live or something. Well, I guess I probably should have looked, but oh geez, a bus. Good thing that bus didn't hit me. Hey, that would suck. Oh. Ain't that when I move my mouse? All of a sudden my vision is going all over the place. Guy on the bridge above me, wonder what he's doing. We're getting places though. On the camera, I should move over a bit, eh? When I went to the washroom, I probably didn't position myself very good. I'd been cut off half. You can see half my face. There we go, folks. Look at this. Nice day in the Euro video game universe. Fairly nice weather all the time, isn't it? You only get like a little bit of rain here and there. No snow. They'd throw us a bit of a curveball, eh? If they had snow one time. Holy cow, it's 50 here. What am I doing? Driving like 80 like a maniac through the tunnel. The action tunnel of tunnels there if you're going 90 through it. And 50 here. Gotta go slow because we're passing this rundown shed here. Garage or whatever it is. $80 again though, we can speed up. Does anyone have any good car driving games, like, or not driving games, but games that on a vacation or whatever you might play? You know, like what do you bring? Is it just all cell phone stuff now, or does anybody still play actual stuff like Punch Buggy or things like that anymore? That'd be an interesting question, you know. Maybe I might have to do a poll on that one day. Like, what's your favorite? You know, because you can get like car Monopoly and stuff like that. Or, you know, play Uno or. Oh, crap. Oh, geez, 6% damage. Those poles hurt your bumpers. That one a little wide. Slow down, eh? It's like 80 here, but you don't want to run over any more poles or fly off a bridge or something. Alright, you guys. We're getting places. Oh, I got flashed at me. Oh, I'm Lightning McQueen and I love myself. Alright. You know, you can run over those little poles, but you hit bigger ones, man. Done. You're done like dinner. It doesn't knock out the power of everybody, it just knocks you out. Oh, that's really close to him, eh? We're like almost in each other's space bubble. Uh-oh, our guy's tired again. Crap, dude. Well, let's hit the logging truck. Oh, there's a rest stop to the left. Well, we're gonna have to take our chance and go to the right, I guess. Oh, we get stuck. Turn around or something. Oh, good. We got. Oh, we're turning before that, though. mean, it's not that far. Oh, looks like there's a garage. Crap. $400 ticket. Did they get me twice? Crap, dudes. I cannot believe it. There we go. Time to turn. Roxanne, don't have to turn on the red light. Roxanne. Okay, how do we get to that garage? Thank you for liking. Much appreciated. XP. Guess I gotta go forward. What's that Renault dealer is not a repair place, eh? Well, what the crap, eh? Our way out of there is gonna be easy. Yeah, let's get repairs. 10,000 smacks, eh? How am I supposed to become a billionaire? Gotta pay these repairs all the time, eh? There we go. We'll do the most awkward park ever. I'm gonna go left still, I think. My cursor. There it is. Because if we go in a circle, we can discover something. That's pretty nice, that building in front, eh? What do you think? What'd you think, man? Let's go! Let's go surfing now. Everybody's doing half. Come on, go surfing with me. Come on, go surfing. Alright. Covered? No, it's underneath or something. Crap. All that circling and it didn't do me nothing. Well, we got 11 hours in-game time to make it. Don't know if we can do it without another sleep. We might have to do one more sleep still. I'm curious. Oh, Holy crap, man. Look how far we got. We started like over here somewhere. Sophia, I think. How long though? One more country border, I think. Actually winding up in the DLC area, hey? There we go. Many hours as we've played this game, we're only 48% of the map. Over. Alright guys, here we go. Getting through the tolls, 30 kilometers an hour here. We're a good place to get tickets. Alright, where are we now? $7.97 to go. One big old trip the whole time here, guys. Good thing we started this trip at the beginning of the session, eh? We're a little bit all over the place. That guy didn't want to pass me. Alright, so 7:55. Go. Nice relaxing song for everybody. It's almost like an ASMR stream now. Gonna relax you, tootin' fruitin'. Guess that's not a very ASMR stream kind of thing to say, tootin' fruitin'. I just made that up, you know. Pretty cool, eh? Like Tutti Frutti, the candy. Now when you're listen to an ASMR stream, it's supposed to help you relax, you know. So it's like, relax, don't do it. when you want to get to it. So that's not relaxing either. So, take a deep breath. Then breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in out. Now breathe in slowly, yet surely. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Better switch lanes here. $80. Make sure you're going 80 in the 80 zone. Going 80 is good. Go over here. Uh-oh. We are approaching the devil's number. Please ignore that. It will only last 1 kilometer. Don't be scared. We are going to Spain. We are behind a green truck. There's somebody to our right. I'd make a good GPS, eh? Thank you for driving on Chakal Trucking. Please slow down while we approach the toll booth. If you know what's good for you, you will stop before you reach this bar. You don't really need to stop, in fact, but you need to slow down. But now that the speed limit has gone up, you can speed up again. It is very enjoyable to go very fast. But your truck can only reach 90 unless you're going downhill. There's that. Now, on our tour, you will notice on the right, there's several places to rest. If you're tired, you only need one. But look at that. Like a rest mega place. Alright, we are now past the rest mega place, which we apparently visited once before. We are going down this road at an enormous speed of 90 kilometers an hour. You know it. I know it. We all know it. Oh, we got accidents here. We gotta get over. Try to sneak past them. Of course, we should try. Sometimes it's bad and sometimes it's not bad. You want it out, but you can't have it. Okay. Is it a helicopter blocking our way? Please don't be a helicopter. Pretty much anything else I can squeak by. Yeah, we can squeak by. Consider us luckier than the Lucky Charms leprechaun. That's darn lucky. Alright. $604 kilometers to go. We're cruising. We get these vaccines delivered. Gonna be a good delivery. The best. Most fantastic. Blow you away. Good delivery. Amazing sauce. Feel like a song you can headbang to, eh? Oh, we got a toll booth coming up. We go speed of 30. Now we can go 90. The song sounds like a some sort of video game soundtrack back in the day. We are cruising, really cruising. Bet you can't believe it. We're making it. We're making it. We're gonna get it there. With 542 kilometers to go. Right, driving the whole way, eh? 2 a.m. in game. We get there by 9 a.m. Alright, you guys. Well, I was drifted into that wall there. That would have sucked. Alright, guys. We are getting there. 510 now. 509, 508. I'd rather drive during the day, though. There's more scenery to look at. Oh, crap! There's a car beside me. I nailed him. Did I miss something? No, I'm going the right way. Good. Good, man. Another toll booth coming up, eh? Lucky us. All right, folks. We gotta stay between these lines, you know. They put them there for a reason. So you can move your wheel back and forth to them. This is a long run, eh? The vaccine tour. What we're gonna call this one. I'm delivering vaccines. My freezer trailer, I think. Not a big freezer trailer though. Like a single trailer. Alright guys. Don't forget to hit that follow if you want to certainly remember where I am here. If you haven't followed yet, that is. And if you hit the like, that's a good thing. If you have a friend you want to tag, hit that @ symbol and their name. Or you can just click the share button and share it to your feed or whatever. Get that word out. You know, if I have enough people following me regularly, maybe one day I'll make the funniest episode of Saturday Night Live as the host. Who knows, right? Aspirations. Which, thank you for liking, much appreciated. How you doing? Hope it's well. I hope you had a nice weekend. Live from Saturday Night. No, this is live from New York. It's Saturday Night Live. I had a professor in my school taught me. Guess that's not the place to go, eh? Over here, Valerian, thank you for like. My professor that I had was on Second City, though. There we go, we were in the wrong lane. Stay in the right lane. Here we go. 393 kilometers to go. 392. 388. Hope Valerian's doing well. Everybody's doing good, you know, to be honest. To be honest, I hope you're all doing fantastical. Man, I can't believe how long this drive is for these vaccines, man. Like, straight from the factory to across the whole Europe. Can't believe it's magic. Alright, guys. Know what you're thinking. Left turn coming up. No, I don't think there is. I think there's a... It's kind of slanting to the left. But then it's going to be going to the right. Like, holy crap. Can't believe it. Elon, thank you for liking. Much appreciated. Hope you're doing well. We're flying here, aren't we? We're getting these vaccines delivered. Everybody loves to get their stuff on time, so we gotta get it on time there. Dump truck's slowing me down though. Look at he switched lanes and he switched back. These toll booth guys are quick. Quick like bunnies, man. There we go. We're going over here. $311 kilometers to go. We're in the home stretch now, man. This has been a long haul. Long butt haul. Alright, you guys. You know what's going to happen next? I'm going to tell you how far remaining this trip is. And I wonder, you're wondering what the answer to that was. I know you're wondering. 278 kilometers. Almost there. Patience. We're there before you know it. It's gonna be amazing. I think we're gonna be going off to the right though, so not here on this road, but rather up here. Fantastic. I think it was another toll booth, but it's not. Not hit the flower truck here, eh? We have done the IBR challenge, but going back into the Iberia area here. Another toll booth, eh? These are the only ones we're allowed to go in. Oh crap! Oh, that's so close. That guy was slow at opening it, eh? Slam on the old brakes. Excuse me. Jeez. Like 3 sneezes in a row, man. Woke up everybody. What's up, Ash? Thank you for liking. You guys must have been thinking about me to make me sneeze, right? Alright, let's go over here because, you know, we're going to the right. This guy's passing us. There you go. It was like a Fast and the Furious move there, eh? Probably went right underneath our trailer or something. Bless me. Thank you so much. Oh crap, and I got a crash there somehow. So have you been to an LA Kings game, Kristen? Any other professional Los Angeles sports? You know, you said you went to the Dodgers earlier. Lee, thank you for liking. Much appreciated. Or do you stick mostly to the basketball? I can't remember if I've actually asked you that before, whether you've been to them before or not, but... Why do sneezes come in threes? That's what I don't get. I don't hardly ever sneeze not in threes. Drifting all over the road. There we go. Making her probably sleep, eh? How much time I have left on the contract? It said remaining 21 hours, so we're okay. Right here, eh? Like approximately 200,000 because I've had lots of fines on the way. Gas needs a fill-in. There's a couple people in the gas stations. Yeah. Perfect timing. Are guys sleeping? Sleepier? Just everything's sleepy. I knew it. That'll be nice and fresh. So it'll be a hour and 37 in. We're gonna drop this off. Oh, they lost $2,000. It was one of my drivers. All right, you guys. The home stretch. And this whole session today has been one drive. Incredible. Incredible. Inconceivable. Playing this song again, eh? Sounds like kazoos. Surge more. Thank you for liking, much appreciated. We're having a great weekend here. On this one. So I don't know how many fines we got. We got a lot along the way there. Probably at least 15,000 worth of fines, probably. But we're just about there. We're 30 kilometers away from delivering these vaccines. Bacon, lettuce, tomatoes is in front of us. Chris, thank you for becoming a follow earlier. I don't know if I commented about that one. Oh, there it is. Thank you for following, much appreciated. Welcome. Welcome to whatever you want to call my group of followees. Stargazers. Cullions. I don't know. Stargazer is kind of catchy though. Somebody suggested that one time. You know, because you're watching me stream, so you're kind of like watching the stars. I don't know. Stars on ice. You're part of the star base. Thought of that one. That's pretty funny. Welcome to the star base. I don't know. I like that. I amuse myself sometimes, I'm afraid. I make the funniest funnies that only I think are funny. Oh crap. Over here. You're stargazing at the star as part of the star base. You're now part of the Star Army. Doesn't have quite the ring. Alright, you guys, look at what's happening here. We're going to be bringing these vaccines home, and then these are going to be injected into people. Although, I don't know, can vaccines go in anything else? Maybe. Train going by, eh? Right. Oh, don't hit that pole. Don't give me quite enough room, eh? I gotta swing it back the other way. I'm gonna make it the first try, I don't think. Wow, crap on a poop. Jordan, thank you for liking. We gotta swing it back again. Try again. There, we made it. You. Oh, good work. Crap, I got penalized for something. Damage penalty. 14 grand. Probably got 12,000 in traffic tickets, so it made a good 200 grand there. You know it, we're good. All peanut butter for 100 grand. Probably $38 a kilometer though. Alright, let's buy some garages. And we got the money. Got 1.8 million bucks. Look, we own all the garages in England. The United Kingdom. So let's buy up Switzerland. Cool. Or else would be good to buy up. Portugal? What's a place in Portugal I haven't discovered yet? Slovakia? Dina, thank you, or Santa, thank you for becoming a follower. Welcome to the Star Base. I'm gonna start saying that. We're gonna drive everybody nuts. Much appreciated. Thank you for being here. Got 4 trucks to buy, 400,000 worth. We'll get the check right there. 6 trucks. Go pretty good, eh? Truck dealer. Venco is my favorite truck brand for buying for NPCs. Cheapest. No, I like buying Western Family when I go to the grocery store too. No need to get all crazy, right? We bought Switzerland. I already have some in there. We'll go over here. The salespeople love this, man. I will buy $600,000 worth of trucks. I'm a big business person. Filling up Slovakia and Czech. Used to be one place. We're reuniting them through garages. It's all of them, isn't it? Go. Take a peek. Garage manager here. I'll have at least one. All right, we'll recruit some people too. Anybody has any preferences, feel free to pipe up before I'm done hiring. Those skill stats really stood out to me here on the first pass. Well, we'll get Wilma because her name's Wilma. I mean, as good as reason as any, right? Yeah, Wilma! Ben, he looks like a pretty cool dude. Actually, I don't know if he really looks cool or not, but Ben, you're going to Switzerland? Jack looks a little crazy. Steve looks like he could be a alright dude, I guess. Welcome to Czech Republic there, Steve. Anka. Oh, that's an interesting name. You know Czech? Simone? Right, Marianne G. So the driver manager now. See how many employees we have. $98. Getting there. Getting there, man. Some long distance skills, eh? We like to focus your initial training on long distance. So you get at least like 5. They'll give us more money. Yeah, happy dude there. He's like looking like he's getting close to where I need him. Guy here can trained. This guy looks like his name from Survivor. Can't remember his name now. He's the Harvard guy anyway. You know, Survivor, you know, probably talking about. Everybody's balanced now, eh? Look at that Helena makes the good money, eh? He's just driving an Evenco too. Alright, guys. I gotta work tomorrow. So let's review the poll. If you haven't followed yet, please do so. It'd be super awesome if you did. And if you are watching the video after the fact, hitting like, hitting share, that helps a lot still. Nagarj, thank you for liking. The poll here. I have it on the screen, eh? Alright, let's go over to the other screen then. Darn poll. Because it changed me to live producer, so. Go there, the bumble around. Rizwan, thank you for liking. Much appreciated. Alright. How do I get over there, dudes? We'll just go here. Alright. So the poll results, 64% said no, and 36% said yes. So very interesting. So there you go, guys. That is going to be considered the poll results here. I'll post that in my Discord. And for everybody, no matter what role you played, thank you so much for being here. Whether you shared your community, or shared your timeline or whatever, that's awesome. Thank you for that. For those that liked and, those that tried or, answered my poll, that's pretty awesome. Thank you for participating. For those of you talked, and for those of you who just watched, thank you for being here. That's awesome, guys. If you want to catch me again, I have variety stream, so might be playing something this game, might be playing something else. But check in, 7 o'clock Pacific time. If you're watching live, that would be 3 hours ago. Whatever time it is when you look at your watch right now. And thanks again for being here, and I hope you all have a good night and sleep tight. So thank you again, and hopefully we'll see you soon.